excited. It's Friday. I don't know what music y'all listen to, but just wanted to get you all a little pumped up in the morning. If you watch this in the morning, or if you watch this in the afternoon, just have a good laugh. I'm excited. It's Friday. Let's get out of here. Today's topic is a continuation of Wednesday's part two of attributes. I saw a lot of people did wonderful on the quiz on Wednesday. Let's continue that. Let's see if we make it easier and more possible for everybody to continue to do good. Remember, you got the objective right there. Okay, today we're just doing the notes, the videos, quiz, and discussion just as usual. Even better, you have the notes right there. Videos going to be posted right here, of course. Make sure you know if you want to get engaged to know what we're talking about. Click right there. If you click right there, it takes you to my Jamboard. Let's go over the Jamboard real quick. Same thing. We talked about this on Wednesday. Let's look at the new slides. All we're talking about today is maximum, minimum, and axis of symmetry. How cool. I know a couple of baseball players, not know them, but I know I have a couple students that are playing baseball. Hey, guess what? When you hit the ball, it's making a quadratic function. How crazy, right? It's making a quadratic function. Maximum value, hopefully you can recognize what's the max? The highest point on the graph. Boom. We're going to talk about that maximum value when we get to the notes. Let's keep going. Remember, if you want to add some notes, put your ID. Just click the sticky note. Boom, 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 boom. ID number. And I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Next one. Holy shoots. I'm pretty sure I got some skateboarders in here. I got skateboarders on the half point. Guess what? Can definitely make a parabola. Boom. Isn't that crazy, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't that crazy? Talking about minimum value today. If I'm talking about minimums, I think we're talking about the bottom part. Cool, making the connection. We're seeing the max is on top, minimums on the bottom. Nice, nice, nice. And the next one for my basketball players, I know I got some LeBron James and some Michael Jordans here in the school. No worries. I'm a LeBron James fan, just in case y'all didn't know, but that's okay. I don't like to talk about it too much because I know we have a bunch of haters. That's all right. Got LeBron James, Mr. Armida shooting the basketball. Is he going to make it? Boom! He made it. That's a quadratic function. We're making this arc. Axis of symmetry is a very tedious topic. Just remember, symmetry means I'm cutting this parabola right in half. Let's use a different color. I'm going to cut this graph right in half. Boom, 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 boom. This side is the same as this side. That's all we're doing, cutting it, making sure it's symmetric on both sides. Pretty interesting, right? All right, let's keep going. Oh, that's the end of the three things that we're talking about. Let's jump into the notes. Pretty cool. I'm going to keep doing that little engage yourself thing, but just because it's a little fun, gets you a little distracted. All right. So part two. Of course, we're talking about the three things I just mentioned, the max, the min, and the axis of symmetry. Before we get started, you're going to be freaking out. You're going to recognize that, the relationship between the max and the min is the vertex. Hopefully, we're all experts at the vertex. After what the quiz showed me, that you guys know the vertex pretty well. And the same thing with the axis of symmetry is also related to the vertex. So we're identifying the vertex. We should be able to do the axis of symmetry and the max or minimum values. One thing to remember, ladies and gentlemen, the max and the min values will always be y equals. Forgot to type this in. Axis of symmetry is going to be x equals. There's a formula that we're going to play with for one problem, but for the most part, if they give you a graph, you should be able to do the axis of symmetry without the formula, okay? So this formula is only when given quadratic equations. Why? Because we get to identify the ABC, and that's where the B and the A come from, okay? All right, let's keep looking. So first, what we want to do before I move on, identify the vertex, and then we'll do all this beautiful stuff. If I'm going a little too fast, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just remember the Jamboard is there for you to reference back to what I am talking about. A little too far out, right? I put up 90. I think that's all right. Okay. The example. So here we are going to do the three things. We're going to determine the axis of symmetry. I'm sorry, we're going to determine the vertex. With the vertex, we're going to determine whether it has a maximum or a minimum value, and then the axis of symmetry. So let's do it. Vertex from the previous topic, we said, okay, it's either the highest or the lowest point. Boom. That looks like our highest point. Now, I just said the word highest. I wish I had some people in here, but that's no problem. What is the highest point? Would you relate that to max or the minimum value? What do y'all think when we're talking about the highest? If you need to go back to the Jamboard, go for it. Check it out. Remember, this is the one we're hitting the baseball. So when I hit the baseball, it's going up. And when it's going up, I think we're talking about the maximum value. So we're going to say, okay, this has a maximum. And I know from the notes I just posted, maximum is y equals a number. Do yourself a favor looking at the y of that. What number did it highlight? Number 2. Next, axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry, you know what? I should have done that in a different color. I'm sorry. I'll do this in red and blue right now. Okay. Axis of symmetry I mentioned earlier is x equals in relation to the vertex. So we're looking at the same point, the vertex, but now instead of using the 2, we're going to be using the x. So what point does this hit? If you look at it on your notes, that hits 1. So x equals 1. And as you can see, axis of symmetry is where we cut it in half. Same side and same side right there. 2 answers, beautiful answers. Boom, boom. We're going to have 2 answers for everything. It's going to be pretty quick. All right, again. First, let's label our vertex right here. This is like the skateboard ramp. The half pipe, you're going down and then you're going up. What's my vertex? Is it a low or high point? We should be able to see. Boom. Vertex is right there. We can even see, okay, it's 4 and 1. Let's say, is this a max or a minimum? Now I'm going to use colors. Red. Maximum or minimum. So we talked about it. If you need to go to the Jamboard again, like I said, when we're doing the skateboard's going down, and then we reach a very low point. So we're talking about going down and we're talking about a low point. We should hopefully make the connection, okay, low, down, minimum. Boom. So I'm going to say this is a minimum value of y equals, what is the y equals to? Let's look at the vertex going towards the y. Boom. It's 1, so I'm going to say minimum value is y equals 1. There's part 1 answer. Second part, axis of symmetry of symmetry. I'm going to abbreviate. Remember, axis of symmetry is x equals with correspondence to the vertex. What is the vertex looking at? Vertex, the other number. Boom. We got a 4. X equals 4. Boom. How freaking cool. Like that. Real quick, let's keep going. You know what? Do yourself a favor. I did this. You do those. Pause it. Try it on your own. I'm just going to write it out. Remember to pause the video, give yourself a chance. What am I doing? Okay? You try it, pause the video, resume it when you're ready. If you're already watching this video, hopefully you identified the vertex. After you do the vertex, boom, we should be able to determine that it's on the bottom portion of this parabola, which makes it a minimum value of y equals -3. Next, I'm going to do the axis of symmetry. X equals, because I told you in the notes that it's x equals for axis of symmetry. Why is it x equals? Well, we could always determine because minimum value is y equals. We got to have an x equals also. That looks like a +4. Boom. And boom. Nice, nice, nice. Identifying the vertex over here. Boom. It's already there. Max or min. Break up the band right there. Okay, it's going on the top portion, so I think the top means the max value. Max value of y equals. Get my highlighter. Max value is +3. Boom. Nice. Sorry, I forgot to circle this. Nice. Okay, next, got axis of symmetry. Okay, x equals from the vertex. And what is that x equals to? Well, -4. All right, very awesome, very awesome. Hopefully you got to this point. Hopefully you see like, okay, top max, bottom min, just cut the thing in half. That's my axis of symmetry from the vertex. Make sure you're looking at the vertex. All right, next part. Okay, this is just in case you ever come across a problem like, oh shoot, I don't have a parabola. Can I be able to solve this on my own? Yes, you can. First, what we're going to do is we're going to solve for the axis of symmetry equation. So we got x squared minus 3x minus 4. Hopefully you remember to label your ABCs. This is my A, imaginary 1, -3, and -4, ABCs. Next, we use the formula x equals -b over 2a. Check it out. Put parentheses everywhere you see a variable, negative parentheses, 2 parentheses. Next, I'm going to substitute, put in some numbers for my b and my a. Who is my b value? -3. Yes, you do put the -3 in there because it's a -3. Oops. And for a, who's my a value? Boom, 1. Oh, we're going to get a fraction. That's going to be a little crazy. No worries. All right. Then we solve. -3 times negative imaginary 1. That's +3 over 2 times 1 is 2. So my x is 3 over 2. That becomes a little complicated, but don't worry. X 3 over 2, if I reduce it, 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. All right, cool. So I go to 1.5 right here on the x. This is my axis of symmetry, so I can draw boom, 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 boom. So I know my parabola is going to come through here or backwards, okay? So now go to decimals, put that in. I'm going to graph it while you go to decimals. You're putting x squared minus 3x minus 4. And you'll see that you're going to get a beautiful, beautiful graph. Okay, -7. So it's going to come down here. So if I go 3 squared, 4, boom. Next one. You're doing it on your own. 1, 3, 0. Okay. Boom. Easy peasy. Alright. 16. Okay. And I'm assuming all we're going to see is something like this. What comes down. I don't want to make it too complicated. That's it. There's our parabola. We could see that the axis of symmetry was correct. It cut my graph in half. Pretty cool, right? So just make sure anytime you're just given the function itself, you got to use the formula, which is right here. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's keep going. A refresher. Making the connection of x-intercepts, zeros, roots, solutions to linear factors. Don't forget all of these vocabulary words right here. They're super important. I saw the discussion. Some of us still need a little bit of help on how do I define the zeros. So right here, we should be able to see the answer right away. I only see two numbers, which is right here and right here, because it crosses my x-axis right there. You can't see the numbers out well. Zoom in. Right there. These are my zeros. Also my x-intercepts, also my roots, also my solutions, okay? What are those two numbers? Let's label them. We got x equals -2 and x equals 9. Those are my answers. Those are the answers, the solution, the roots, the x-intercepts, and the zeros. But we need to be able to remember, and you could click here and click here because there's a video on the factoring. We need to remember that there's a connection between our factoring and those numbers. Check it out. X squared minus 7x minus 18. This is where we need to set up the box. Again, rewatch the video if you need to, and make sure you remember how to factor. Again, you don't need to get overly confused because, of course, the graph will be sometimes given to you or not. You can graph it, and then you should be able to see the answer. Easy peasy. But we're just making the connection. So we got our box. This guy goes x squared, -18 here in the corner. And we're trying to find everything that matches up to -7. Okay? Finding the factors of 1 times -18. 1 times -18. Oh, I forgot. The rules double negative. That means my bigger number is negative, smaller number is positive. 1 times negative. Oh, I'm sorry, it's right here. Multiply 1 times -18. That's -18. Got -18. What are the factors of -18? 1 times 18. What else? 2 times 9. What else? 3 times 6. All right. Next, don't forget the two rules. Where do I find those rules? They're right here and right here. Click it. And then we go. Bigger number is negative, bigger number is negative, bigger number is negative. And then go across. 1 minus 18, -17. 2 minus 9, -7. 3 minus 6, -3. Boom. Those are my factors. So we come over here to x, -9x. And now we start bringing this stuff out. 1x squared, so we got x and x, because 1 times 1 is 1, x times x is x squared. We're remembering this, okay? And then we check it out. What number times x gives me 2x? 2. Positive. What number times x gives me negative 9? Negative 9. Boom, boom. Copy this answer down. I'm going to put it up here because I'm going to erase everything. X minus 9. Oops, I don't like the way it looks. And then x plus 2. I'm going to erase all this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Pause real quick if you need to write it down. Of course, like I said, we're going to do the shortcut also where we just have to graph it, which is it's already here, and we see the answers. I'm just showing you the connection, okay? All right. Okay. Okay, so now we got x minus 9, x plus 2, and we could see these numbers are the exact same as those numbers, except here I got a negative 2, over here I have a positive 2, here I have a positive 9, over here I have a negative 9. That's an issue. How do I fix it? Check it out. Split it up. X minus 9 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0. Why did I split them up? Because I need to solve for x. Check it out. I need the x by itself. What do? Border. Throw that over. That's plus 9 now. Get it away. Got x equals 0 plus 9. 9. Is that correct? Check mark. Let's do it again. Border. Move this over. Turns into a negative 2. X equals 0 minus 2. Negative 2. Are we correct? Boom. Slam dunk. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I know some of my all-stars will catch that. For everybody else, no need to fear. Mr. Ramirez is here. All you got to do is put this in Desmos, graph it. Zoom, comes out. Check the 2 points. You're good to go. Check it out. I'm going to show you. Oh, let me let you look at it. Write it down. Work on it. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Last problem. What if you don't have a graph? No need to fear. Mr. Ramirez is here. I want you to solve for it right away, but you know what? Let's use Desmos first. Let's find out the answers, and then we'll see if we're correct. So let's check it out. I'm going to go here, Desmos. Graphing calculator. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I'm just going to type it in just like that. 7x squared. 7x. I need the little square thingy. Square. Okay, it's already popping out. How nice. Minus 31x. Minus 30. Oops. Oops. Minus 31x. I forgot. Minus 20. As you can see, we're already seeing some roots. Minus 20, right? Double check. Minus 20. Boom. Okay. As you can see, we have our graph. Let me change colors on this bad boy. Change it to a different one. Change it to that just so I can see it. I don't like that. Let's put 5 so let me get there. Okay. So you can see our graph is right here. X-axis is right there, right? If I click on these points, it tells me what the answer is. Boom. But we have an issue. I don't like that. We got a 5, great, but what is that? It's a decimal, so we're going to run into a little issue, but don't worry about it. We got negative 0.71. Let me write that down. Negative 0.71 and 5. All right. So you're going to get that as an answer. I'm going to write it down. So when we finish, we should get x equals negative 0.571 and x equals 5. So we're going to get this as an answer. All right, let's do it. I'm going to erase this real quick. Give me 1 second. Just so I can have some space. I'm going to write this up here. Oops. Okay. So we've got 7x squared minus 31x minus 20. OMG, I didn't think about it, but it's going to be a humongous number. That was my fault. That's okay. Let's do it. Box. I don't like the way that box looks. Remember, if you want the challenge, go ahead and keep watching. For everybody else, you saw the answers. That's the answers. Challenge 7x squared. Negative 20. Multiply. 7 times negative 20 is negative 140. This is why I got a little scared, because it's huge, huge part. And we need this to be added from this. So we got negative 140. Let me see if I have enough room. I forgot. Don't forget, double negative. The rule is bigger numbers negative, the smaller numbers positive. So let's do it. 1 times 140. 2 times 70. And 3. No. Or am I wrong? Yeah, no. 4. 4 is 12. Yeah, there's a 4 in there. It's a 35, right? 30 times 4 is 120. Yeah, 35. Okay. So 5. 2, 28. 6, no. 7, yes. 28. Ooh, it's a good one. No. 9, no. 10, yes. 14, 11, no. 12, no. 13, no. 14's right there. Okay. We did it. All right. Bigger numbers are negative. Boom, 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 boom. And now let's go across. 1 minus 140, negative 139. 2 minus 70, negative 68. 4 minus 35, negative 31. 5 minus 28, negative 23, LeBron James. 7 minus 20, negative 13. And 10 minus 4, negative 4. Who gives me negative 31? Boom. 4x and negative 35x. And now we get to solve. Let's use a different color. All right, so we got x and x, but now we have an issue. We have a 7, so we need a 1 and a 7. Be careful. What do these have in common? Nothing. So I should be able to see I can't divide 7 and 4 by anything except 1. And there we go. Let's do it. 1 times something gives me 7. 7. 1 times something gives me 4. Positive 4. 7 times something gives me 5. Negative 5. And there's my answer. How cool. We're almost there. We're almost there. So we got 1. Actually, I'm going to write this down, erase it, and then we're going to go at it, okay? So we got 1x minus 5, and then 7x plus 4. I'm going to erase everything. Okay, so check it out, ladies and gentlemen. If you made this far, congratulations. I know it's a lot. This is basically just a proof to show you the connection. You need to know the connections. I'm going to talk about it right now in the quiz. Erase, erase, erase. What am I going to do next? I'm going to solve the factors. Okay? Solving the factors to see if our answer is correct. Okay, I'm going to rewrite it. So we got, I keep forgetting to change that. So we got 1x minus 5, and then 7x plus 4. Remember what I said? Break it up. We're solving with 0. 1x minus 5 equals 0. 7x plus 4 equals 0. And we solve. Border. Throw over the 5. Turns into a plus 5. Cancels. 1x equals 5. Can I get rid of that 1? Of course. Divide by 1. Divide by 1. X equals 5 divided by 1 equals 5. Is that what we have? Check mark. We did a great job. Here we go. Border. Throwing over this 4 turns into a plus 4. Remember this stuff? This beginning of the year stuff. 0 plus 4, that's 4. Bring down the 7x. Divide by 7. 7. X equals 4 over 7. Nobody told me nothing. Backtrack. I messed up. I put a plus 4. This plus 4 turns into a minus 4, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to say, what? The French toast? All right. 0 minus 4, negative 4. Bring down that 7x. Now we're dividing. Boom. Boom. X equals negative 4 over 7, which in essence, need a calculator, don't got one. Negative 4 divided by 7. I'm hoping it gives you that. Let's double check. We're hoping it gives us negative. I'm going to copy this in. Calculator. Negative 4 divided by 7. Enter. Boom. Negative 0.571. We are finite. Boom. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you through the quiz real quick. Quiz. Where we at? Boom. That was a long video, I think. Let me check. Yep, 30 minutes. Shoot. Thank you for staying on. You guys are all stars. Don't forget the discussion. Check out the video. Let me check out the quiz. Let's look at this quiz real quick. All right, which graph of the function matches that? You got 4 functions. Check which one matches it. Guess what you're going to use. Guess what you're going to use. If you stay behind, hooking you up, you're using Desmos. Don't forget, double check your answer. Boom, boom, boom. Next question. You're identifying the key stuff. If the maximum value is there equals 0, great, put it. If the axis of symmetry is x minus x equals negative 3, boom, put it. If the coordinates of the y-intercept are 0, 9, check it out. Tell me which ones are true and which ones are not true. That's a pretty hard problem, critical thinking. What best represents the axis of symmetry? Go back to your notes. You label the vertex. You tell me, is the axis of symmetry y equals or x equals? You make the decision. You let me know. Next, what is the maximum value of g? Lucky us, it's just a number. Tell me your max. Is it the y number? Is it the x number? Answer is there. Next, this is what we just did. Give you a big hint. You don't need to do all the work that we did. Just graph this on Desmos and see which answers match. That's all you got to do. Same thing right here. Desmos. You're going to have a decimal, but you should be able to figure it out. Do it. Easy 100, except for maybe the second problem. If you need help on the second problem, come to tutorials. 10 o'clock, I'll be here. Let me know. Remember also, STAR test is very important. When you log into tutorials, make sure you're using an Aldine ISD email. I will not let anybody else in unless it's Aldine ISD. All right, y'all have a great weekend. I hope you have a fun time. Be safe.